Hey everybody, Manal here with my week 4 post vertical sleeve gastrectomy update for all of you. I had my sleeve done back on September 15th, 2016, and I had it out in Huntington Beach, California with surgeon Dr. Faze and Dr. Rim along, I think it's called Dr. Faze's Medical Associates officially. To get right into my stats, my highest weight it was 260. My surgery day weight was 254, and my weight today was 234.4. And last week was 239.6. And so that reflects a 5.2 pound loss, and more importantly, the official break of my stall, which is the best news I could ask for. I had been stuck for 2 weeks at 239.6 or zero point 0.8, whatever, and it did not even fluctuate zero point 0.1 in that time. Actually, that's not true. It fluctuated higher. So some days it was 241 or like what, and I was just like flipping out a little bit there. So I'm so happy to have it, broken and back on the weight loss track finally, because it was getting a little disheartening there for a minute. So it's been a really good week. I've been eating soft foods, which I was, so ecstatic about. The first thing I had was a scrambled egg, and it was literally the most delicious scrambled egg I've ever had in my life. It took like 45 minutes to eat, but it was awesome. um, and obviously, honestly, since then, I've been trying new things almost every day, and it's been going really, really well. I've had soft fish, I've had sweet potato, I've had Greek yogurt, I've had um, a lot of other little things that are along in that category. And it's been, up till now, I've tolerated almost everything really well. I did as every week. I did make, a couple. I mean, I don't even know if I should call them mistakes because part of it is just like trial and error. So there was one or two things I ate that kind of sent me spinning a little bit, which I shouldn't have eaten. And that was I ate some of the side dishes that came on the soft fish that I ate, and so it had sour cream and some cheese. And I think that I might have gotten a little too excited there. Because it sent me not in a very good episode. It was not a good feeling for sure. Um, those dumping moments are just the worst. Like you literally feel like it's just your heart is beating so fast and you're so nauseous. And like for me, I have to lay down. Otherwise, it's just like not a good situation. Um, so yeah, it definitely teaches you to slow the heck down when you're eating because, I feel like this whole concept of mindful eating is so essential, and I'm still struggling with it because um, when I'm drinking liquids, I don't think it's as much as an issue. But when you have to sit down and chew and eat, I never knew how much I used to just shovel food into my mouth, and I'm sure that was one of the reasons that I had gained so much weight in the first place because you don't know what you're eating. You're just like rah, rah, rah. So to mindfully eat and to be slow and thoughtful in what you're eating is um, I mean, obviously it's crucial and important, but it's also a challenge. And so, eating with other people has been so helpful for that because when you're having a conversation or whatever, you naturally slow down as opposed to sitting in front of the TV, which I often do, or in front of the computer or whatever. You don't think about it. So I've been making a big effort to eat with other people so that I make sure I stay at a manageable pace for myself. Um, and so I don't overeat, which it's funny. Like you would think. I mean, obviously there's sometimes you could eat and then you're like, oh damn, I'm full. But then there's other times where if you eat too fast, you won't necessarily realize right away that you're full, and so you pay for it after the fact. Um, so yeah, mindful eating was a really important thing for me this week. Another thing that was really exciting for me was I was able to go out to a restaurant, and it wasn't necessarily about like going out to eat, like to eat, the foods, but it was kind of like being able to socialize was what was the best thing for me. Like I went out with a couple of my friends, and to be able to go out and just be part of that still was really important to me. because I don't know why, but before I had the surgery and for a long time when I was still debating whether I wanted to do it or not, I had been convinced that, it's going to affect my social life so much. I'm not going to have a normal lifestyle. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to do this. But it's like totally untrue. Like I went out and, I got my order. It was just like an omelet or something. And I told them to bring me what's it called? A to go box, and I like immediately put like three-quarters of it in the box, and I ate and I was part of it, and it just felt great. And prior to uh, doing this surgery, going out to eat was always like my main thing I did with friends, because they're very active. Like I live in Massachusetts, and people go hiking and can have a very active lifestyle, um, and especially this time of year, it's fall, whatever. And so people would invite me to hikes and stuff, and I would never go because I was so insecure about being the weakest link. And so, my social life revolved around food because I was always too scared, honestly, to do a lot of other things. And, I'm sure many people are not like that, but for me, that was a really big hindrance. And so, not that I would only want to, be able to go out, but to still indulge in that side was good. But I'm also excited, of course, to be enabled by the surgery to be able to do all those other things, which obviously outweighs going out to eat. Like, who cares going out to eat at that point? In fact, which I am doing this weekend for the first time, I am going on a hike, like a moderate one, but I'm just so excited to be able to um, just mentally allow myself to go, because it's not just, I mean, physically I'm sure I could have before on like an easy track or whatever, but I feel like I want to now. I don't feel as afraid, I guess you could say, which is a great feeling. um, Otherwise things are pretty good. I still struggling with protein and with water. Regular water especially has been making me like super super nauseous, and so I've heard that a lot. So I think it's quite common. So I've just been like trying to shove tons of lemon slices in there or drink vitamin water. And as far as protein, I'm still having one meal a week, one meal a day of my Premier Protein. I have the chocolate shakes, and I just add some frozen berries to them, and it's delicious, and I really enjoy it, and I don't mind it at all. So, which is a good thing. The other thing I wanted to kind of mention was the role of not being able to eat in a like emotionally stressful situation was something I had to deal with this week. I had gotten in an argument with somebody, and usually without thinking, I would default and go to food for that. Like before you know it, I'm at Shaw's or wherever, and I'm getting myself a bag of those, like, what are they called? They're like pretzels with cheese, like whatever, like literally the worst thing you could eat. And I would just like, without even being aware, I would just, pound that down. And so, to not be able to do that was like the first time I strongly encountered that this week, and I was like, oh wow, like it was just so interesting to see how emotions really control that, and like emotional eating was always one of my biggest struggles. So, I mean, of course, it was fine, and it actually encouraged me to like get up and walk. Like I took a long walk, which was nice, and I have my Fitbit on, which has been in retirement for quite a while, thanks to my 2-year-old nephew who cleverly discovered it while destroying everything in my room. So, so yeah, it was a nice, I mean, it was not a happy moment to be emotionally stressed, but it was good to be able to, harness that energy into something more beneficial for myself than chowing down as I had in the past. Um, and that's pretty much it. I'm really looking forward to the next week to see how things are going. I have like the first goal for myself is 222 because I haven't been that weight in like 5 years. And on my Fitness Pal, I have like the lowest recorded I have is 222. Um, and I just want to get there, beyond there. So it's about 13 or 12 pounds away now. So that's just not so bad at all. So I'm looking forward to that. And in the meantime, just like enjoying getting to eat more things and, feeling full quickly and just kind of rejoining life at a normal capacity. So that's it really for today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week. Bye.